Can Russia survive if attacked by 100 NATO and US fighter planes? The war between Ukraine and Russia has now taken many lives on both sides. Ukraine is currently receiving attacks from various directions from Russia. This makes the world worried about the safety and security of Ukrainian citizens. Speaking at a press conference, Jens Stoltenberg said defense plans were now in place, with more than 100 jets on standby and 120 Allied ships at sea, from the high north to the Mediterranean, demonstrating ironclad solidarity with alliance members, which doesn't include Ukraine. Asked whether these plans had been activated before, the NATO chief refused to comment in case the information existed outside of public knowledge. The forces with greater deployment freedom are to include the NATO Response Force, 40,000 strong, including a very high readiness force of 5,000, he said. This response force has never been activated in its entirety since it was established in 2003, according to the House of Commons, but elements have been activated to assist with the 2021 Kabul evacuation and natural disasters. If the NATO response force were to be activated wholly, this would be a first for the alliance. Mr. Stoltenberg said the coming days will see greater troop deployments to its eastern flank, which has seen a spike of security measures in recent weeks. It's part of wider lessons learned and forces established around the Baltics. Since 2014, when Russia annexed Crimea, NATO was without representation in the region. Although a greater presence is headed to NATO territory in Eastern Europe, Mr. Stoltenberg confirmed no Allied forces are in Ukraine, which has rallied for membership for more than a decade. Citing the Article 5 notion, an attack on one is an attack on all, the NATO chief reiterated that this applies to fully fledged members near Ukraine, while consequences for Russian aggression into Ukraine itself would consist largely of sanctions. 5,000 Spetsnaz, Su-35, S-400, Pantsir S-1 and advanced warships surround Ukraine. Russian air defense systems are also highly proliferated and are currently in use by dozens of nations around the world. Furthermore, many countries have developed variants and begun indigenous production of these weapons systems. Current Russian air defense doctrine follows a three-tier approach. This layered system allows Russian air defense forces to create anti-access area denial (A2AD) zones that can be difficult to penetrate. The highest tier of these defensive networks uses long-range systems such as the S-200, S-300, and S-400, providing air defense bubbles potentially up to 800 kilometers in diameter. How effective is the S-400 Triumph air defense missile system? The S-400 Triumph or SA-21 Growler is a mobile, surface-to-air missile system, SAM, designed by Russia. It is capable of engaging aircraft, UAVs, cruise missiles, and has a terminal ballistic missile defense capability. It represents the fourth generation of long-range Russian SAMs, and the successor to the S-200 and S-300. The S-400's mission set and capabilities are roughly comparable to the U.S. Patriot system. Unlike some Patriot interceptors today, however, the S-400 does not currently employ hit-to-kill ballistic missile defense technology. Russia is, however, developing a new interceptor, the 77N6, which is believed to employ hit-to-kill technology. S-400 Triumph features. The S-400 Triumph air defense system integrates a multifunction radar, autonomous detection and targeting systems, anti-aircraft missile systems, launchers, and command and control center. It is capable of firing 3 types of missiles to create a layered defense. The system can engage all types of aerial targets, including aircraft, unmanned aerial vehicles, UAV, and ballistic and cruise missiles, within the range of 400 kilometers at an altitude of up to 30 kilometers. The system can simultaneously engage 36 targets. The S-400 is twice as effective as the previous Russian air defense systems and can be deployed within 5 minutes. It can also be integrated into the existing and future air defense units of the Air Force, Army, and Navy. Specifications. The S-400 primarily uses the 48N6 missile series. These missiles allow it to hit aerial targets at ranges up to 250 kilometers and are capable of intercepting ballistic missiles across a 60 kilometers radius, using in both cases a 143 kg high explosive fragmentation warhead. Another missile series, the 77N6, is currently in testing. Unlike other Russian SAMs, the 77N6 missiles will use hit-to-kill technology, as do PAC-3 missiles, and are designed specifically to destroy ballistic missile warheads. The final missile series used by the S-400 is the 40N6, a long-range family that can extend the air defense capabilities of the system to 400 km. 6. The current deployment status of the 40N6 missile is unclear, and questions remain as to whether the S-400's radar capabilities would allow the 40N6 make full use of its maximum range. S-400 Triumph missiles. The S-400 missile system uses 4 new missile types in addition to the missiles of the S-300 PMU system. The first missile inducted for the system was the 48N6DM, 48N6E3. It is an improved variant of the 48N6M with a powerful propulsion system. The missile can destroy airborne targets within the range of 250 kilometers. The 40N6 missile of the S-400 has a claimed range of 400 km and uses active radar homing to intercept air targets at great distances. It can be launched against AWACS, JSTARS, EA-6B support jammers, and other high-value targets. The S-400 Triumph also launches 9M96E and 9M96E2 medium-range ground-to-air missiles. Designed for direct impact, the missiles can strike fast-moving targets such as fighter aircraft with a high hit probability. The maximum range of the 9M96 missile is 120 kilometers. Command and control. The 55K6E command and control system of the S-400 Triumph is based on the Ural 532301 mobile command post vehicle. The command post is equipped with LCD consoles to process the airspace surveillance data of the individual batteries. It controls and monitors long-range surveillance radar, tracks airborne threats, prioritizes the threats, and coordinates other batteries. The system is also capable of exchanging data with other defense systems such as SA-12, SA-23, and S-300. S-400 Triumph radars. The fire control and target tracking radar of the S-400 is the 92N6E, NATO codename, Gravestone. The radar is based on the MZKT-79 38x8 vehicle. The 96L6 Cheeseboard 3D surveillance and tracking radar is optionally carried by the same vehicle when the S-400 battery is deployed autonomously. The 91N6E Big Bird acquisition and battle management radar of the S-400 is based on the 8x8 trailer. The radar can detect and track aircraft, rotorcraft, cruise missiles, guided missiles, drones and ballistic rockets within the distance of 600 kilometers. It can simultaneously track up to 300 targets. Launch vehicle of S-400 missile system. The SP-85TE2 launchers are based on the BAZ-640226x6 tractor truck or MAZ-79100 series transporter erector launcher (TEL) vehicle. The TEL vehicle can carry up to 4 launch tubes holding a mix of missiles.